Good afternoon, everybody. Big Mike back here with you once again. Welcome back to Big Mike Talks. And today, I'm bringing you my predictions for 3 shows coming this weekend. We got New Japan Capital Collision, we got Impact Wrestling Rebellion, and we got AAA TripleMania Monterrey. 3 pretty impressive cards, if I do say so myself. So instead of dawdling, let's get into it. So first show I'm going to predict is New Japan Capital Collision, which takes place on Saturday. And it should be a fun one. So first match, we have TMDK being represented by Bad Dude Tito and Shane Haste, taking on the West Coast Wrecking Crew. That's Jarrell Nelson and Royce Isaacs. Tito and Haste lately have been on a bit of a losing streak, especially in Impact. So I think that continues. I think the West Coast Wrecking Crew picks up a victory. Next up, we got a 10-man tag team match, playa. That's right, 5-on-5. As the DKC, Clark Connors, Leo Rush, Rocky Romero, and Chuck Taylor take on Kevin Knight, Gabriel Kidd, Speedball Mike Bailey, Volador Jr., and Kushida. Ooh, that's a lot of talent. It's going to be hard to pick, but I think I'm going to go Team Kushida, that being Knight, Gabriel Kidd, Mike Bailey, and Volador Jr. Next up, we got Fred Rosser versus Juice Robinson. This is tough to call because Rosser again hasn't had the most positive win-loss record out of these two, so I think I'm going Juice with this one. He recently reunited on AEW with Jay White, so he has a bit of momentum going. Here's an interesting little matchup. We have AR Fox versus David Finlay, the new leader of Bullet Club. Fox has been doing some good stuff in Ring of Honor in the Trios division, as well as in AEW, actually. Teaming with Top Flight. I think he's probably going to lose here, and we'll probably see some shenanigans from Bullet Club. Next up, for the New Japan World Television title, we have Zack Sabre Jr. defending against Filthy Tom Lawler. I would say this is probably a dream match of mine. Glad we're seeing it. I don't think it's Zack Sabre Jr.'s time to lose this title. It's a brand new title, and I think he's going to hold it for a little while longer. Next up, another one-on-one contest. We have Tomohiro Ishii against El Desperado. I think Ishii wins this round. Sorry, El Desperado, I like you. Not enough to win. Next up, in tag team match, playa, we have Los Ingo LIJ. That's Hiromu Takahashi and Tetsuya Naito taking on just 5 guys. And yes, it is how it sounds. Which is Yoshinuru Katamura. Sorry if I butchered that name. And Sanada. Sanada, I believe, just won the IWGP World Heavyweight title. So I think the new champ gets the win here. Next up, for the Strong Openweight Championship, we have Kenta defending against Eddie Edwards. Eddie Edwards with a bit of a busy weekend. I think Kenta is going to get the win here. Kenta just won this title. I don't think he's losing it anytime soon. And finally, on this card, We have the Motor City Machine Guns defending their strong openweight championships against Aussie Open, the current IWGP World Heavyweight Champions, and Hiroshi Tanahashi and Kazuchika Okada. A bit of a dream team. This is interesting because you got two top champions, you got a dream team. I believe Shelly and Sabin, the Guns, are going to retain. And I think one of them is going to pin Tanahashi. Sorry to say. That is New Japan Capital Collision. We now go into Impact Wrestling's Rebellion, which is going on Sunday. I will sadly be missing the live broadcast of this, but I'll probably end up watching it on like Monday or Tuesday. So it's going to be fine. First up, the Impact World Tag Team titles are on the line. However, instead of pinfall submission, it is now Ultimate X, where the goal is to climb up some scaffolding, go to the middle where the belts are hanging, and take them down to win. Participating, we have Bullet Club, Chris Bay and Ace Austin, defending against the Motor City Machine Guns. Now, I did have the Guns retaining their openweight titles, so I am going to say Bullet Club retains their titles. There is no reason to dethrone Bullet Club just yet, so we shall see about that. Next up, we got the X Division title on the line, as Trey Miguel defends against not one, but two opponents, that being Speedball Mike Bailey and Jonathan Gresham. As much as been liking Trey Miguel's reign, I think it's about time he loses. And I'm going to say it's to Jonathan Gresham. As much as I love Mike Bailey, and I do, he's one of my favorite wrestlers of the modern era, I think Gresham needs a little bit of something. Some motivation. And I think a little bit of gold is just what he needs. Next up, for the vacant Knockouts title. Now, for this story, Mickie James was coming into this champion. However, it is been revealed that she is not cleared to compete due to injury. So, last night on Impact, she vacated the title. Competing for the title, we have Jordynne Grace, who had a number one contendership for Sacrifice, but that didn't go down. And Purrazzo won at Multiverse United WrestleMania weekend, so she earned her spot. Ooh, this is a tough one to call. I like both these ladies. I think one more Purrazzo title run will not go on her, and then maybe once Mickie James is healthy enough, she'll come back and maybe take her title. We'll see. Speaking of title matches, we have the Knockouts Tag Team titles as the Death Dolls take on the Coven. The Coven actually just won these titles recently on Impact. I don't see them losing anytime soon. So, Coven retain. Next up, we got Hardcore War, which this is an interesting one. It's kind of, it's pretty much War Games, but without the cage. So one person enters per team at a time. Then at timed intervals, the partners come in. And then last team standing wins. So in this war, we got Team Bully, Bully Ray, Kenny King, Masha Slamovich, and as revealed last night, Moose and Brian Myers. So that is definitely an interesting team. They are taking on Team Tommy Dreamer. That's Tommy Dreamer, Frankie Kazarian, Killer Kelly, Yuya Yomahira, and Bhupinder Gujjar. This is a tough one to call for me. I think Team Bully Ray is going to come out with the victory here. Next up, in a last rites match. It's pretty much a casket match. TNA did this years ago between Sting and Abyss, and it was ridiculous. You have Eddie Edwards versus PCO. This one's going to be interesting to call because Eddie Edwards does hold a victory over PCO, although with help from Aubrey. So I think I'm going to go Eddie Edwards. I think he's going to get help from more outside help. Maybe he starts a new crew. Who knows? But yeah, I think Eddie Edwards gets the win here. Next up, in 6-man tag team action playa, we got The Design. That's Sami Callihan, Khan, and Angels taking on Joe Hendry, Dirty Dango, and making his in-ring return after a good couple years, Santino Marella. That's really awesome. I think I'm going to go with Team Santino. As much as I like The Design, and maybe they could use a win, I think Sami Callihan finally pulls the trigger on his plan and screws over The Design. So, that should be a fun one. And in our main event for the Impact World Championship, we have Kushida taking on Steve Maclin. Now, this match came about because Josh Alexander had to relinquish the title. He undergone elbow surgery, I think it was, in a very tearful see you later promo on Impact recently, and I think Impact has built this rivalry really well. And as much as I would have liked to see Maclin dethrone Alexander, I think Maclin gets the win here. Like, as much as I like Kushida, and I really like Kushida, he would be a hell of a world champion. I think it's Macklin's time. Like, I think you could do a little bit more with Maclin than you could do with Kushida. Although, seeing Kushida on New Japan with the Impact World title, that would be really cool. I think this is Macklin's time to run. Give him a nice lengthy run, then Josh Alexander comes back, maybe to reclaim the title, I don't know. That's an interesting way to go, but I'm sticking to it. And fine Alama, we got AAA TripleMania Monterrey. AAA is, of course, a promotion down in Mexico. They're doing 3 TripleManias the last couple years, although not in a row, which I'm okay with. Card looks pretty solid for this show. So, kicking us off, we got a 10-man steel cage match. Now, the last 2 remaining participants will then participate in a mask versus mask match a little later on. So, that's going to be interesting. Participants: Laredo Kid, just returned from injury. Antifas Del Noir, I definitely butchered that name. Octagon Jr., Viano 3 Jr., Mystices Jr., Argias, Aerostar, La Parca Negra, Abismo Negro Jr., and Taurus. I think an interesting little matchup for later. I think the 2 moving on to the mask versus mask match, Aerostar and Octagon Jr., and then the match between these 2, mask versus mask, I think Octagon Jr. would win. Like, no offense to Aerostar, I love him. It's time for something a little different for the little man. Next up, we got team versus team. We got Dave the Clown, Negro Cassius, Ares, Lady Shani, and Latigo taking on El Zorro, Flammer, Toscano, Baby and Extreme, and El Hijo del LA Park. I think Dave the Clown's team is going to win. Psycho Circus is still really popular, so I am going with that. Next up, we got a tag team match playa. And I believe it's a tournament match because currently the AAA tag team titles are vacated due to Dragon Lee signing with WWE. He is currently on NXT. You go kill it, Dragon Lee. So, participants in this match. First match. We got Blue Demon Jr. and DMT Azul taking on Rush and LA Park. Ooh, some interesting participants. I think I'm going to go Rush and LA Park. I think they're going to cheat to win, and then maybe some others get involved, which I could obviously see. And then the next match is a little bit of a downer because of who's involved. We got Pentagon Jr. teaming up with Alberto El Patron. I guess someone had to book him. Taking on Sam Adonis and Psycho Clown. I think Sam Adonis and Psycho Clown are going to take it. Psycho Clown, still very popular. And Alberto El Patron, not so much. And finally, our predictions main event. A fatal four-way for the AAA Mega Championship. As El Hijo del Vikingo takes on Commander, Rich Swann, and Swerve Strickland. Holy cow, that is a star-studded lineup. And I'm sorry to say, I do not see Vikingo losing this title anytime soon. Unless it's maybe against Kenny Omega. I think that's the plan. So I think Vikingo keeps the title here. And then maybe at one of the other TripleManias down the road, we're going to get that match. So, yep, that's it for predictions for this week. Tomorrow I'm going to give you the rest of the week in review. So, Impact, ROH, SmackDown, and depending on the timing, I'll probably do Rampage as well. Then also, again, Saturday I will watch New Japan Capital Collision. Then next week, because on Sunday I am pre-booked, I will watch TripleMania and Impact Rebellion during next week, and then I'll give you my review for all three shows either on Tuesday or maybe Wednesday. We'll see how I'm feeling. And yeah, that's it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your predictions for any of these three shows. And let me know what wrestling you're enjoying currently, because I'm liking a lot of it. Until next time, happy wrestling, everybody. Peace.